All right, so today, let's do a deep dive into something fun.
Okay.
The Professor from Money Heist.
Oh,
I
yeah.
am so obsessed with the show, and I bet you are too.
Absolutely. I think the professor is one of those characters
But
you
yeah,
just can't help but be
yeah.
fascinated by.
I know, and he is so captivating. And what I think is so cool is how he always seems like 10 steps ahead of everyone else.
Right.
Like he's playing 3D chess, and
Yeah.
we're all
Totally.
fumbling around with checkers.
Yeah.
Remember the first heist, like all those backup plans?
I know.
Insane.
It's crazy. It's like he's running simulations constantly in his head,
Right.
anticipating every possible move and counter move.
Yeah.
And that's not just fiction, like a cool fictional thing.
Right.
There's real world value in thinking that way.
Okay, so how do we even begin to think like that?
How do we mere mortals even approach that?
Yeah.
It starts with understanding what your goals are
Okay.
and then breaking down the path
Right.
to achieving them. And the professor's really good at this.
Yeah.
He doesn't just react. He meticulously plans each step, considers every possible obstacle,
Right.
and then comes up with solutions beforehand.
Oh, wow.
It's like he's playing a constant game of what if.
Yeah, like what if this happens? What if that happens?
Exactly that.
So it's not just about being smart.
Yeah.
It's about preparation
Yeah.
and like attention to detail.
Absolutely.
Right.
Attention to detail is huge.
Yeah, remember how he like had the arrival times of every police car
Oh my gosh.
mapped out?
Every single one.
Incredible.
Crazy.
It's like he would be the world's most intense
Yes.
wedding planner.
Absolutely.
Everything would be perfect.
Down to the millisecond.
Yeah.
The flowers. The
Oh my God. And speaking of intense,
yes.
can we just talk about how he stays so calm
Oh yeah.
under pressure?
Yeah. He's the eye of the storm.
Yeah.
Like when everyone else is freaking out, he is so calm.
Yes.
Think about that scene where like the police are closing in.
Right.
The whole plan is about to fall apart.
I know.
And he's just like sitting there in his hideout sipping tea.
I know. It makes me wonder if he's like secretly meditating or something.
Right.
But there's a real lesson there.
Totally.
Staying calm in a crisis, you can make better decisions.
Absolutely.
And it just projects this aura of confidence
Of course.
that can inspire other people.
Yeah. And people are naturally drawn to people who can stay calm
Yes.
in tough situations.
Yeah.
It just gives you a sense of security and trust. Like
Mhm.
Dumbledore.
Oh,
You know, another great example.
yes, from Harry Potter.
Yes. Always calm, even when facing Voldemort.
Yeah, that's a great comparison.
Thanks.
And speaking of composure,
Yeah.
the professor is incredibly resilient.
He is.
No matter what happens, he just keeps bouncing back.
That never give up attitude,
I know.
it's really what sets him apart.
Yeah.
You know, he reminds me of Rocky Balboa.
Oh, yeah.
Just getting knocked down,
Getting back up again.
getting back up again and again.
I love that. And the professor's ability to adapt,
Yes.
to find new solutions,
Yes.
to turn those setbacks
Yeah.
into opportunities.
It's amazing.
Incredible.
He just thrives on chaos.
He does.
Seems like it fuels him.
Yeah,
Yeah, and he can turn things around,
he does.
even when it seems hopeless.
Yes.
And I think that resourcefulness
Ah.
is so inspiring.
Totally. He can like MacGyver his way out of any situation.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Remember how he turned like everyday objects
Oh, yeah.
into tools for his big plan?
Yes.
Like turning a phone into a listening device or using an air vent to make a distraction?
Yeah. I mean, that speaks to his creativity
Yes.
and his ability to think outside the box. He doesn't let limitations define him.
Right.
He finds ways to work with what he has,
Yeah.
which is a valuable skill
It is.
in any situation.
Yes. Not just for elaborate heists.
Right. Exactly.
But here's the thing that I love about the professor.
Okay.
He's not just this cold, calculating mastermind.
Yeah.
He really cares about his team.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
their well-being is just as important to him
Totally.
as the success of the plan.
It's true. His loyalty to them is unwavering.
I know.
And it's not just about like giving orders,
Right.
blind obedience. He really fosters camaraderie and trust.
Yeah, they're like a family. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They have each other's backs no matter what.
exactly. And that kind of loyalty is earned.
It is.
You know, like Captain America,
Well, yeah.
his dedication to his people,
Yes.
it's that same unwavering belief, you know,
Yes.
in something bigger than yourself
I love that.
that really drives the professor and his team.
You know, and for someone who's always thinking so many steps ahead,
Yeah,
the professor's really good at adapting
he's,
when things don't go as planned.
yeah.
Like, remember when Raquel, like, turned the tables on him?
Oh my gosh, yes.
For a minute there, I really thought it was over.
Yeah, me too.
I thought that was it.
I was like, this is it.
The game's over.
Game over.
But he turned it around.
He did.
That was such a brilliant moment.
It was.
It showed how he can think on his feet.
Yeah.
He didn't cling to the plan.
No.
You know, he reevaluated and found a new way.
He pivoted
Yes.
and figured it out.
He's like a chess grandmaster.
Totally.
Who can anticipate every move, but is also ready to just like
Yeah.
change the strategy.
Completely.
Totally.
If he needs to.
He's not afraid to improvise.
Right.
And
Or
adjust.
based on like what's happening.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Tony Stark.
Oh, yeah.
And how he's always tweaking
Yes.
the Iron Man suit.
Constantly improving and overcoming.
Exactly.
And it's that constant evolution that makes him so formidable.
It does.
And speaking of being formidable,
Yeah.
let's talk about his communication skills.
Oh, yeah. He's good.
He's so good. He explains the plan in such detail, and he makes sure everyone understands their role.
Everyone knows exactly what they need to do.
And he keeps those lines of communication open,
He does.
even when things are totally chaotic.
Yes. He understands that clear, concise communication
Yes.
is so important for any team.
Yes.
You can't have any misunderstandings or assumptions
Right.
when the stakes are that high.
Absolutely.
So he creates this environment of transparency and trust,
Uh-huh.
which is so essential for good collaboration.
Yes, and you know what else is amazing?
What's that?
He's not afraid to delegate.
That is a really good point. He trusts his team
He does.
to do their part
Yes.
and like take ownership
Yeah.
and contribute their skills.
And that trust goes both ways.
It does.
You know, they believe in him,
Absolutely.
and he believes in them.
It's a two-way street.
Yes, and it all comes back to that shared purpose
Yeah.
and respect for each other.
Mutual respect.
It's not just about following orders.
Yeah.
It's about working together.
Towards a common goal.
And let's not forget about his emotional control.
Oh my God.
The guy is like a master
He's incredible.
at keeping his cool.
He understands the power of emotions, but he doesn't let them
Right.
cloud his judgment. Like
Yes.
even in the most intense moments,
Yes.
he stays calm and collected.
Remember that scene with Raquel's mother?
Oh my goodness.
So stressful.
I know.
But he handled it
Like a
like a pro.
so much composure,
I know.
which allowed him to think clearly
Uh-huh.
and make good decisions.
Yes, and that kind of self-awareness
Yeah.
and emotional regulation.
It's something we could all learn from.
I know, seriously. It's like
Yeah.
he's got this inner Zen master or something
I know.
guiding him
Keeping him centered.
in the middle of all the chaos.
And it's not about suppressing emotions.
Okay.
It's about understanding them,
yes.
processing them,
Uh-huh.
and like channeling them
Right.
in a good way.
Yes, in a constructive way.
Yeah, the professor doesn't like shy away from feelings.
He doesn't.
He embraces them
Yes.
and uses them to fuel his determination and his compassion.
That is such a powerful insight.
It is.
Because he's not a cold calculating machine.
Right.
He's a deeply feeling human being.
Yes.
But he's learned
Yes.
to master those emotions.
That mastery.
Yeah.
That ability to channel his passions
Uh-huh.
into a driving force.
Yes.
That's what makes him such an inspiring leader.
Yes.
Not just for his team, but for like everyone watching.
He is a testament to what humans can do.
He is.
You know,
totally.
to overcome adversity, to adapt,
Oh,
to innovate.
to achieve the impossible.
Yeah.
Right?
It's incredible.
And it's all rooted in a deep understanding
Yes.
of human nature.
Yes.
He knows how to motivate people, how
Yeah.
to inspire them,
Right.
how to connect with them on a deep level.
And that brings us to another fascinating thing
Okay.
about him.
What's that?
He's a master manipulator,
He is.
but he uses it for good.
Right. It's a delicate balance.
It is.
Like he's not afraid to bend the rules
Right.
or play mind games
Uh-huh.
or even use people
Right.
to get what he wants.
To achieve his goals.
But you always feel like
Yes.
he's doing it for a reason.
For the greater good.
Yeah, for a greater good.
He's like a modern-day Robin
Yeah,
Hood,
don't-
stealing from the rich to expose the flaws in the system.
Exactly. And he taps into
Yeah.
our desire for justice and fairness.
Yes.
Like for a world where powerful people
Right.
are held accountable.
And you know what? There's a
Aw.
part of me
Yeah.
that cheers him on.
Me too.
Because we're always rooting for the underdog
Yes, we
who's
did
taking on the establishment.
an underdog
Yes.
taking down the man.
And he does it with style.
He has panache.
Yes.
It's true.
He's a showman.
He is.
He's a strategist.
A leader.
He's a leader.
Yes.
And he's such a complex,
Very complex.
compelling character.
Yes.
That really makes you think.
It does make you think about, like,
Yeah.
morality and what's right and wrong.
And the boundaries of loyalty.
Absolutely.
So good.
He's like a mirror.
He is.
You know, reflecting our own nature.
Yes.
And our own contradictions.
He's a reminder that even when things are really dark, there's always hope.
There is.
And even the most intricate plans can get messed up.
They can.
But ultimately,
Yeah.
it's those human connections,
Yeah.
the loyalty and love that really matters.
That's what's important.
And that's a lesson worth remembering
It is.
long after the show is over.
So, so we spent all this time talking about the professor.
Yeah.
What stands out to you as the most fascinating thing about him?
You know, for me, it's that combination of like mastermind,
Yeah.
but also real genuine human connection.
Right.
Like he's obviously a brilliant strategist,
Yes.
but he's also deeply compassionate
Yes.
and really loyal to his team.
Yes.
That's what makes him so interesting to me.
I totally agree. It's like he represents this idea
Yeah.
that, you know, intelligence.
Without empathy can be dangerous,
Right.
but also empathy without intelligence
Yes.
can be ineffective.
Exactly.
It's finding that balance.
That's the sweet spot
Yeah.
between your head and your heart.
And he does it so well.
He does.
And that's something we can all learn from,
Oh, yeah,
you know,
for sure.
whether we're leading a team
Right.
or working on our relationships.
Yeah, or just like living our lives.
Yeah, just trying to figure things out.
Exactly.
And I think he's also a good reminder
You okay?
that, you know, we're all capable of amazing things,
Uh-huh.
but we're also going to make mistakes.
We're human.
Yeah. And it's often when our plans fall apart
Yeah.
that we learn the most
That's
about
just,
ourselves.
you gotta fail.
You do.
Sometimes.
And his whole journey is full of setbacks
It is.
and challenges.
But he never gives up.
Never gives up.
He uses those experiences
Mm-hmm.
to learn and grow.
Right. And to get stronger.
And that shows us that being resilient
Yeah.
and learning from mistakes
Yeah.
is so important.
If we want to achieve our goals,
It's the only way.
it is. And, you know, it's inspiring to see someone so dedicated to their vision.
Yeah. Even when it seems impossible.
I know. Even though he's like technically a criminal,
Right.
you kind of can't help but root for him.
Yeah. There's something about him
Yeah.
that makes you want to like challenge the rules a little bit.
Yes, exactly.
Like he's taking on the establishment.
Yes.
He's fighting for what he believes in.
I know.
And he's doing it with style.
He is so stylish.
So much panache.
I know.
I love it.
He proves that you can be brilliant and entertaining,
Yes.
strategic and compassionate.
All at the same time.
It's amazing.
It's a great combination.
It is. And his legacy
Yeah.
goes beyond
It does.
the money
Yeah.
and the escapes.
It's about how he impacts people
Yes.
and makes them think differently.
Yes.
And challenge what's possible.
he shows that even in a world that can feel kind of hopeless,
Yeah.
there's always room for hope
Always.
and for ingenuity
Yeah.
and for a little bit of rebellion.
That's the key.
So the next time you're facing a challenge,
You okay?
it seems impossible.
Yeah.
Remember the professor?
Good advice?
Remember how he thinks strategically?
Uh-huh.
How he never gives up
Right.
his compassion for his team?
And his willingness to adapt. Like he's
Yeah.
not afraid to change the plan.
You might just pull off your own heist.
You might.
Who knows?
Maybe you'll inspire other people
Yeah.
to challenge the status quo
To fight for what's right.
and to never give up.
That's it for our deep dive
Yeah.
into the mind of the professor.
I hope you enjoyed it.
We hope you enjoyed it.
Until next time,
Stay curious
keep exploring.
and never stop learning.
And remember,
The world is full of possibilities
it is.
for those who dare to think differently.